If you realize that you have control of your mindset, heart set, and handset, then you'll realize that the world is always changing, growing, and accelerating around you.
It's like when you ask someone their opinion of something, you already have the answer in your own head.
There will be setbacks, so we need a process for dealing with setbacks.
The biggest thing that people can do is take action, because in a year's time you're going to wish you started today.
Today we're speaking to some of my favorite speakers, from Aldo Kane to sports psychologist Bill Beswick. Today's video was sponsored by Mulliganbrothers.com, where you can now get the Not a Journal ready for 2023 with the link in the description. They're selling fast, so if you want to get them before they're gone, click the link down below, where all profits from the t-shirt sales of the hoodies and the book go back into creating this content. But before that, a question that a lot of us pose when we want to be successful in life. It's okay to be good, it's okay to be successful, but what does it take to be a great? Today we speak to 4 different people. One of my favorites as well, Bill Beswick, a leading sports psychologist who worked with some of the greatest athletes in Britain about exactly that. Let's dive into the video.
The lessons that I've learned in these extreme environments are extreme, and not a lot of people have to go through to do those things, but they're directly transferable into everyday life. One of the biggest anxieties that people have is fear of the unknown, or just general anxiety about thinking that everything's falling apart, life's bad, and it's it's very common. I would say the biggest thing that people can do in that situation is to probably 2 things. One is to write everything down that you're worried about. It makes such a difference to write problems down physically, pen, paper, and write it down. And when you see that on a piece of paper, it then becomes quite easy, or working down this, I feel scared because of this, and then the exercises to then write underneath that, and then this will happen, and then this will, and you work it down to the nth degree, and then I die, whatever that thing is, right? And then you realize just how crazy it is. When you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and your entire life is falling apart, and that little voice inside your head is just telling you that that everything's a mess, and worrying about everything. Then in the morning it doesn't seem as bad, right? So the biggest thing that you can do with that is control the controllables. It's a simple thing, is you can't control all of these other things, and often what's worse is you're making your judgments and opinions on other people's opinions, which is other people's judgments, which is just mental. Never compare your inside to someone else's outside, because everyone's different. So I think one of the biggest things people can do is just to not worry about anyone else. Control what you have in your dominion, which is your thoughts, and get outside and exercise. It's amazing what that does for you. Even if you've never done it in your life before, get outside. Go for a walk, do 5 meters today, 10, 20, 100, 5 miles, 10 miles. The biggest thing that people can do is take action, because in a year's time you're going to wish you started today.
Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself before you listen to anyone else. And I'm not going to go into the story because it's not for this, but I learned the hard way in a certain experience where I listened to someone else and something went wrong, when I knew what I should have been doing, and I should have listened to myself. And you know yourself, the outcome, or what you want the outcome to be. Just listening to yourself a little bit more. You own it, right? Like, I have to own the fact that I listen to someone else, which is even worse, which plagues you, right? But then you learn those lessons the hard way. And like what you were saying, like you know yourself where you want to go, right? It's like when you ask someone their opinion of something, you already have the answer in your own head. You're just trying to find clarification, or you just want them to agree with you so that you can go ahead and do it.
When you try to achieve something in life, it's inevitable there will be setbacks. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So it's tough. It's tough rising to the top of your career. It's tough holding a relationship together. It's tough buying a house. It's tough being a champion. So there will be setbacks. So we need a process for dealing with setbacks. And we have to develop the resilience to handle that situation. There's a great story of Kobe Bryant. In his first year as a professional, his team reached the playoffs and he was the superstar, the young superstar. And in the last minute of the game, he had 3 shots to win the game for his team and missed all 3. And at the end of the game, the commentators were astounded. This great talent missed all 3 shots. And he was sat down on the bench and his head was in his hands. And they were talking about how he must feel dreadful. And when he got up to come off the court, they managed to get an interview with him and said, Kobe, you were sat on the bench with your head in your hands, you must have felt terrible. And he looked at them and he said, what's feeling got to do with it? I was working out why I missed those shots. I now know why I missed those shots and I can do something about it. And that's a great coping strategy when you have a setback. Setbacks knock you emotionally off balance. But you've got to work beyond the emotion to get to, why did I have that setback? What can I learn from it? How am I going to avoid it in the future? And go on.
In order to implement change within yourself, you have to actually know the 3 things that you have in control of yourself. The first is you have to remember, and recollect that you have control of your mindset, that you give meaning to everything that you see. The second is you have control of your heart set. You have control of the way you feel. And then finally, you have control of your handset. You have control of the activities that you do each day. Activity you get paid for, activity you don't get paid for, activity you have planned, activity you don't have planned, and even your sleep. If you realize that you have control of your mindset, heart set, and handset, then you'll realize that the world is always changing, growing, and accelerating around you. And it will allow you to work in symbiosis with that change. You will accelerate, grow, and learn. You will be able to find the light, the love, and the lessons through gratitude. Forgive yourself for the mistakes, failures, and setbacks. Take accountability to continue to attract more of what you want and learn from the stuff that you didn't. And most importantly, live inspired. Live in spirit, connected to the greatest source, this omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source that loves you more than your mom loves you, and to be a resource for others, to give that same love, that same light, and those same lessons to others, to empower them, to empower others, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun.
Thank you so much to all the speakers who are involved today. I'm going to link them down below where you can get more free content from them and more of their message and get motivated by them every single day. What does it take to be a great? I think it takes a hell of a lot of sacrifice. I think it takes blood, sweat, and tears. I think it takes so much dedication, and I don't think many people are willing to do what it takes. And that, for me, is the biggest separator, the willingness to do it. I think we can all go online and see what Michael Jordan did or what Kobe did, and we can find out that they were training in the gym 5 or 6 times more than everybody else. They were turning up at 5 a.m. They were leaving the gym 2 hours later. Everybody knows really, or everybody can find out really what it takes to be a great. Here's been a long video exactly about that. But are you willing to do those things? That's the question I ask you. If you really want to be a great, if you really feel that you can do that, you need to ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? We're all capable of greatness, but are we all willing to be great? Today's video was sponsored by Mulliganbrothers.com, where the Not a Journal has been selling fast as people prepare for 2023. It's a journal that I designed 7 years ago and led to so much success in my life. And it's basically about getting stuff done on one side, taking notes, every single day affirming your weekly goal, your monthly goal, and your yearly goal. And for me, I do that so I know exactly what I'm doing every single day. I wake up knowing exactly what I'm going to do. And this has been an absolute godsend. The response we had from this, how much this has impacted people's lives, that's one of the best things I've heard for such a long time. We always get good comments about our content and how it's helped them, and to hear the same about the journal has been amazing. So if you go to www.mulliganbrothers.com and you want to support us through that, just know that all the profits go back into creating this content. That is what it's all about. We want to make a movement of inspired change, and honestly, this coming year, we have so much content planned, so many plans around how we're going to make that happen. I'm just so excited for it. I'm so excited for you guys to see what we're up to. I'm so excited to see your guys' faces when you realize like what we're going to put into this and what we have been putting into this and what we've been working on. And yeah, it's been amazing. And don't ever think that your support has not been overlooked. We know exactly what you guys give to us and what you guys give us this opportunity to inspire change. And next year, we're going to make sure that you know how thankful we are of that. So keep your eyes peeled. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed and productive day. Go follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of what I get up to on a day-to-day basis. But the most important thing, guys, is to inspire change. And I think we can look at these videos, we can watch these videos and feel inspired. We can hear a message and we can feel inspired. Those people in this video, they are inspiring change. How did they do it? Did they do an interview with Mulligan Brothers and that's how they inspired change? No. They inspired change by living the life, by doing the actions. This conversation that we've had with these people is just the end, the recap of what they've already done. It was those actions that led to true inspiration. You would not listen to them if they didn't have the actions behind them, if they didn't have the substance behind what they had said. So yeah, go do it and live it and breathe it and be the inspiration through the work that you do every single day. Have a blessed and productive day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.